Here we go again, everybody. It's that time. It is the final split. Episode number 49. So close, but so far from that milestone.
Should make this final episode.
That's it. We're just 49. That's
I don't deal well under pressure. I don't watch 50.
You know, the thing is, when you hit like milestone numbers like that, you have to come up with something special. You know, people are expecting an exciting episode for episode 50, and they're just going to be disappointed. It's going to be the same.
I should have been guest in the next episode.
There you go. Come on back. You do the show for us. That's yeah. I mean,
like for us, we can't handle the pressure.
That's right.
I see next week. Episode 51.
We just skip over 50.
Okay. Skip 50. Okay.
You guys didn't see 50? You missed it? Oh, that's too bad. That was a good one. Yeah. Too bad Golden will never upload it, so you can't watch it. That's it's all part of the plan. All right. Anyway, we've got a fun bunch here today. We've got, as always, in the red box, Spike Vegeta.
Yo.
With a haircut too.
Oh baby, it doesn't feel good. Last night it was like working in a sauna, and it was after the haircut.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's a good GDQ cut. Anyone who's like, oh no, Spike cut his hair. I have the fastest growing hair on the planet. So my SGDQ, it will be a full size afro again.
There you go. Okay. See, you're gonna have to get a haircut one more time.
Yeah, if I genuinely wanted it to be trimmed for SGDQ, this is just the first of many steps.
All right. Well, we'll have to get the Google Doc together with like everybody's haircut time, so I know what like the optimal time is. You know, that's important. You got to figure it out.
I was not. That was an hour. It took an hour, and I had to leave early. So
yeah. In the green box, we have Darkman.
Yes, that's me.
Okay, I wanted to make sure. You were scaring me for a minute there. You're like, I'm not really sure if that's.
Wait,
that's definitely me.
Who am I?
I'm positive.
Now, what have you been up to lately, Darkman?
Just kind of recovering from playing way too much of one video game over the course of a weekend.
Sounds like you fit the description of the speedrunning crew.
Yeah, except not a speedrun.
Not a speedrun though. Not a speedrun. That's all right. I understand. Yes, you need to recover. So if you feel the need, if you feel the urge to log in the middle of the show and do some dailies or something,
what if I'm already logged in?
Then I can't stop you. That's you. That's up to you. Our guest this week is Chris, not 360. Don't call him 360. He doesn't like that. Chris, how are you doing?
Doing great, man.
It is really early for you right now, isn't it?
It's 2 a.m.
2 a.m.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm always up that time, though.
Okay. Thank you for being on the show at 2 a.m.
Yeah, no problem.
We have to apologize to every Euro that we have.
I have to apologize to Europe for the rest of my life. I'm never getting off the hook for anything I do. I believe that's one continent I'm not allowed to visit. I'm on the no-fly list there. So let's go ahead and get into the show, though, so we don't make you stay up too much later.
It's okay. It's okay.
We can extend the show if you want to. It's not that exciting though. Trust me.
Don't do that.
All right, here it is. First topic is some guy named Golden. I don't know who that is. You guys ever heard of this Golden guy? Has he ever done a speed run? What's his?
You mean Go London?
Go London. That's it. It's a one. Okay. Go London has proposed this 12-hour speedrunning challenge. And it's kind of taken the speedrunning community by storm a little bit here.
Yes.
The last couple of days. The idea is very simple. It is pick a new speedrun, learn it in 12 hours. You know, learn the game, do a run by the end of the 12 hours. And I'll be honest, I put this pace spin out there, and I kind of thought I was going to get a response from like Poochie saying, this is stupid. And that was going to be it. Like, I thought, maybe I'll be lucky if I get like 3 or 4 people to do this with me. And suddenly everybody in the community and their grandmothers are participating.
I did not know this many people were in the community. I'm not going to lie.
I genuinely did not expect to get maybe more than like 10 people or 15 people. And we've got, at this point, we're sitting at like 350 have signed up.
So many people.
That is a lot of people. And it's interesting. Why? So what is it about this 12-hour challenge? Why is everybody suddenly on board? What's so exciting about it?
So I am a firm believer that, obviously things have rumbled, and it's gonna be there no matter what actual state the speedrun community is in. They're gonna say, "Is speedrunning dead?" This like weird question that's always gonna pop up, and everyone poses it. But I think the community really benefits from having something like this. Or the No Star World Super Mario World tournament, which has over 100 entrants in it. Something that is not just 6 months of RTA grinds, GDQ. 6 months of RTA grinds, GDQ. Like this constant cycle. It's not so much just that, people always say like, oh, the GDQs feel stale to me. I think it's just that the process of speedrunning has felt like, okay, we've done this now.
Yeah,
Everyone's gone through the process.
You kind of feel like people are into a routine now, right?
Yeah.
It's like, these are the games I know, and when I stream, this is the game I'm going to play for 5 hours, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
It does kind of feel like that for a lot of, not everybody, but I'd say
and
that.
And it gets stale just for the runner, for the people watching the runs, just after all, like, the allure of, like, I remember when just the idea of watching a speed run of a game you like, at like an old GDQ was like this, like, impossible thing. This, oh, I'm gonna watch this game. Now it's like when GDQs roll around, I've already been watching this for 6 months. It's no longer a surprise to me. Now you've got the opportunity where people are actually going to be surprised by something during this. They're going to be able to watch it and say, I can't wait to watch 360 plus people just be terrible at a video game, but be learning the game. Like, before they've got it down to this exact science of, I'm resetting over any tiny little mistake. You got everyone. There's so many different types of games on here. You got your platformers. You got your 8-hour.
There are
RPGs.
people picking RPGs that are almost as long as the 12 hours.
Shout outs to Chelny for taking Final Fantasy VIII, like an 9 hour long run in a 12-hour block. So you're gonna have, you'll have some people like taking Ivan who took SNES Aladdin, which is like a 15, 16, 17-minute run, something like that. So he's genuinely, in his 12 hours, if he wants to use it, he can, actually sit there and grind out all the levels, just learn everything he wants, then bust out a bunch of attempts. Someone like Chelny, it might just be he pulls up a pastebin of notes and just goes through the game with it. And just, I was like, all right, I played through it. I did it.
That's it. I did it. Right. And the thing about it is, really, when I pitched the idea in the first place, I didn't want to. People are making up rules to this. They're tweeting at me. They're like, can I do this? Will I be disqualified by the speed police?
Right. It's almost
like, will I be banned from the 12-hour challenge if I study beforehand? And no. The thing is, like, the whole point is, you make this whatever you want to make it. And I think that's part of the reason that people are excited about it, is that there's groups of people who are all picking the same game. They're working together on it, maybe hanging out in a Skype call all day. There's people picking up games they've been promising for months and never done. There's people who have disappeared from the community that are coming back to play something, which is really cool. So people are really just kind of making this whatever they want it to be, which is, it's kind of cool. Darkman?
I think the challenge represents what I've been feeling about the community for a while, and it's that a lot of people say that speedrunnings are dead, or I really don't care about speedrunning anymore. But it's really not that, because for some people, speedruns are truly dead and they're just here just to hang out with friends. But I feel like a lot of people stayed in the community because they're still interested in speedrunning. It's just they're tired of the same routine all the time.
Sure.
So you do something like this where it just kind of mixes things up, when it's like, oh, this is refreshing. This is different, So it gets them motivated to actually speedrun something again. So that's what I think is the really cool part about this. And it's just great to see so many people show up and play all these like really different sort of games.
And another point kind of off of what you said there too is that there's a lot of times where I feel like people are afraid to show their speedrun until they've learned every single bit of it, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How many streamers do you know that it's like they suddenly go live with a game and you're like, wow, you know this game? Like, what happened here? When did you? And no, I wasn't going to show it for a couple of months because I wasn't ready. Now I'm ready.
Endless grinding before you start doing runs.
Right.
That's not fun.
No, not at all. It's I think that's part of it. People just want to have some fun again. It's okay to make mistakes, and it's kind of going to be interesting to see so many people learning at the same time. So, all right. Now all that being said, Chris is ready to just shoot me out of the sky with this here. No. What do you think, Chris?
I like the idea. I would have loved to take part, but I'm at ESA during that
ESA,
time.
yeah. That's the unfortunate side of things here.
I don't know. I would have probably picked a Pikmin game, Pikmin 2. I saw someone sign up with that as well, and could have learned together with the other person.
Sure.
Now, is Pikmin 2 a game that you would say you like kind of seriously want to learn at some point? Has it just been this side project you never got around to? Because I think everyone's got a different kind of strategy of what game they're picking.
Yeah, I speedrun Pikmin 1. I'm really new to it. I'm really new to it though, too. And I wanted to just extend the franchise a bit.
Sure.
Because I really like the Pikmin franchise. It's a lot of fun. And I've done one blind run, so I really don't know anything about speedrunning it. And that would have been a perfect game.
Yeah. That's I think that's exactly what people are looking for here. They're just looking for an excuse or a reason to jump in and play something. You know, a lot of times it's very easy to convince yourself when you're the only one thinking about the game. Like, okay, I'm not ready to do this yet, or I might as well just stick to what I know because that's what people want to see. But now it's almost like you're telling the whole community to take a break for a weekend. Just like, all right, stop what you're used to.
Yeah.
Let's all just pick something else up and try it. And I think that's what's exciting about it. I do have to point out here, because people keep asking me, they're like, did you schedule this on purpose when you did? Like, what was your plan here? Did you want to interrupt Independence Day? Clearly that's what they're really upset about. They're upset about Independence Day. They wanted to be out there with the fireworks and the
You're both anti-Euro and anti.
I'm anti everything. Yeah, just ban me from everything. No, the honest amount of effort I put into it, this is how my brain works. I have work off that Friday. That's it. I don't work on Friday. I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to learn this game. I'm like, all right, maybe some other people will do it too. Didn't even stop to think that ESA was going on. Didn't stop. No, my brain is that empty. So go ahead and apologize on behalf of my poor brain. I guess I'll go ahead and apologize. That's what I was trying to see. I can't even put sentences together. That's how smart I am. So, but in all seriousness, though, I was excited to hear too. Some people at ESA are considering doing it live there. I know that we'll get to in just a minute. We'll talk about the second stream, but the second stream has open streaming hours, which is kind of interesting. So maybe we'll see some people learning their games during the open stream.
Yeah, I mean, there's the learning process, but maybe just kind of show this is what I learned kind of throughout the week, say at ESA, and on the second stream, here's our run of it. You know, whatever. This is what I've got in a few hours. Yeah. Here's what I've got so far, and just have fun with it.
And the other thing too is, I mean, really, when it comes down to it, people are saying that they're upset they can't participate, but the reality is, you can pretty much do this whenever you want to. If you've got 12 hours free to do this, don't feel like you're limited to the weekend here.
A friend tweeted to me he's going to do the 12-hour challenge just like a week later because he is busy this weekend.
Sure.
And I just told him, I'm going to join you. And
there you
maybe
go.
we can get another.
Yeah, I'd really like to see, especially because there are a lot of people that are going to ESA that say they can't participate because of that. I'd really like to see if maybe it continues beyond this the 4th of July weekend here. Maybe if people just kind of pick another day to do like a makeup day or something.
I was talking to Ghoul about this 2 or 3 nights ago, maybe just last night. It all runs together. But I guess he had brought up an idea by Oki Karume, who's part of the 3D Mario community. Had an idea that was called the 10% challenge, where you got you've heard of it, Chrism, where it's you get 24 hours, and your goal is to pick up a speed game and try to get within like 10% of the world record in that time. And it's a little different twist on this, and I guess I wonder, building from this, because to my knowledge, this is the biggest like non-GDQ speedrunning event of sorts. It's 360 people and counting. The Mega Man 2 25th anniversary race was maybe 200 people.
Yep.
We had to kick a lot of people out of that, but this is kind of blowing past all the mystery tournaments and everything. So people are obviously very excited about this. Is this a concept where you can just put this different twist on speedrunning? Something that it isn't just this, as much respect as you can have for us for, all the hours, hundreds and thousands of hours of practice we put in. Is there a different twist you can put on it? Something a little almost closer to like a Nintendo World Championship style, but a little more practiced. I'd like to see something like this continue, and I don't know if you make it a ritual or something. Not a ritual, but just something you do every year or so. But I think there's a lot of twists you can put on it. So hopefully people have a lot of fun. I look forward to opening up SRL or Speedrun TV and just seeing everyone's doing their 12
and that's kind of the nice thing about this too, is that because it's not just a set, these are the 12 hours you have to do it. People are going to be doing it throughout the weekend. There's some people going to be doing it next week or the week after. Some people might even do it before if they can't do it that weekend. So, I mean, it really does feel like You're going to see pretty much that entire weekend full of different people learning games, and maybe it will kind of flood the front page of SRL, and you'll just have kind of this different experience that weekend with your stream. So
Absolutely.
should be fun. But yeah, thanks to everybody who's participating. I can't believe that it is as big as it is, actually.
Yeah,
So,
you're not going to do it, so let's just give a quick shout outs to Golden for, again, I know to you this was just this silly little idea. You were doing it.
now
but,
I'm gonna have to cut you off here because it hasn't happened yet, so it could still crash and burn. So if you want to thank me now, just know that like a week from now I'm gonna quote you when it like crashes and burns. But like
I'm
Spike
committed
said,
to be glitch
Okay.
police next week.
all right.
I mean, that is a crash and burn, unless people don't play their games.
I don't
Right.
know. I always find a way to make things crash and burn. It's gonna just
All
give me a few more days. I'll find a way.
That's the one thing I would say to anyone who, for some reason, is considering not doing this. Literally, the only goal you have to meet is just play the game.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all. Even if you don't finish your run, the point is just it's right in there with the get yourself speed running event. It's
Yep.
right up there with that. Where it's just do it, just have fun. Like, don't make it this thing that you stress about every single day. Like, oh gosh, I need to be practiced in this, otherwise I'm gonna be judged once I actually start streaming it. Just do it.
Do it and
Yeah.
have some fun. That's what it's all about. So hopefully, we'll see that. But we'll set this aside for now and probably come back to it maybe for a little bit next week's show, just to hype it up right before it starts.
Yeah.
But yeah, so keep
What's
that in
okay?
mind.
So
Wait.
over under on
Wait.
number of entrants.
Over-
By
over-
next show, what's the over under on number of entrants?
It's going to be
Just
over
do it.
300. No, I can't do that. Is that cheating? Okay.
At least 300.
Yeah.
I'm going 502.
Wow.
Good number.
That is a good
All
number.
right.
I'm gonna go with like 420. Good number.
All right.
420. Okay. I see where we're going. Now, Chris, you can go for 360. That's cheating too.
I mean, there will more people sign up.
Times 2, 720.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, 720.
895. Why? Let's aim big. 895. That's my favorite number. So,
602.
ooh, 602.
Ooh.
There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Speaking of 602,
Segue.
woo, we're gonna move on, and it's time for our interview with Chris here, who is up very early for us here.
Thank-
And okay, so let's start with we'll save 602 for later because that's gonna need its own topic here. But ESA is coming up here pretty soon.
Yep.
How excited are you? Are you excited to be there again?
I'm really excited.
Yeah.
It's like a vacation to go to that speedrun
Yeah.
event.
Now
Yeah.
you have the Super Mario Galaxy run
Mm-hmm.
this time around. Now, what's the twist on it this time?
The Galaxy run?
Yep.
Well, last year I did Galaxy 2 in the bonus stream,
Okay.
and this time I get the long run in the actual schedule, the Galaxy run, Galaxy 1 any% as Luigi. And I've practiced
Luigi,
this
there
a
you
lot.
go.
I've practiced this a lot, and
Now-
I've done a run like 3 days in a row. Every day I finished one run, and I PB'd every single day.
Wow.
And now ESA is coming up. I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
Yeah, you're ready. So is Luigi? I mean, is that popular in the Galaxy community, or are you kind of standing alone there?
The Luigi category is New Game Plus,
Okay.
because you start from a file that already has been played.
Yep, right.
So some people are like, I don't like fun. I play as Mario because that makes more sense. And the other half is like, whatever. I just play Luigi because it's more fun and he's faster. And yeah, he's actually fast. Luigi's faster, and you skip the intro cutscene if you start as Luigi, and that's 4.5 minutes.
Seems good to me. Yeah. Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
trying to think because, like, Galaxy. I feel like every time I've seen a Galaxy run in recent memory, it's been Mario. So that kind of stood out to me that they're gonna go with any % Luigi here.
Yeah.
Now, I'd like to, I'm personally a fan of the Galaxy games. I always thought they were interesting speedruns, but I know, again, you kind of grow up in a community and a fan base for the speedrun community that is mostly used to Mario 64, Sunshine's still cool, but Galaxy, it's maybe not known so much in speedrunning for its movement. Why do you enjoy running the Galaxy games?
It's not about Galaxy has way less inputs than 64 and Sunshine. So you have you don't if you mess up rarely, but if you mess up in Galaxy, you lose way more time. Like Galaxy 1 is the most punishing Mario game out of all of them. There's splits where you can lose up to 7 minutes if you die. If you just
Ouch.
one missed input and you lose 7 minutes, bam, gone.
Oof.
So it's not easy. You have to stay focused. It's definitely not easy to speedrun. The movement is different. I wouldn't say it's easy. I don't know. It's just a lot of fun to play. The music's great. It looks beautiful. I don't know. I like it.
It's a good reason to play a game. So what is, for those of us that, good, Darkman, your turn. I'll hold
I
off.
was gonna say. So you seem to be, I don't know, I guess I seem to equate you as like the 3D Mario runner. Like, you've you've
Oh
played
yeah,
all the
I play all
categories.
of them.
Yeah. So what is it that like kind of like made you like want to play, like, in particular the 3D Marios? Why not, I don't know, maybe some of the 2D
Oh, when I
Marios?
started streaming, I was watching a lot of SM64 speedruns, and it was just so amazing to watch. So I gave it a try myself with SM64. 16 star was my first speedrun ever, and so I just started playing this every now and then I'm like, yo, I can play more than just one game. So I stayed in the franchise and moved on to Super Mario Sunshine, and I really enjoyed that too. And then a few months later, I'm like, yo, I want to play another game. And then I just went through the whole franchise.
So
and
you're
kept it
you're
up.
slowly acquiring these games
Yeah.
one at a time. You're like, I'm learning this one, and eventually you're gonna have the whole series. So
Yeah, now I can speedrun all of them.
so what happened now? Now fill me in. Like, when did this whole 6 million stars shenanigans? Who?
That was
How did this happen here?
last year, pretty much. Yeah, like 1 year, 2 months ago. Me and Snarfy Bobo were pretty popular speedrunning all of the games,
Mhm.
and he had the idea to just, yo, I want to have some kind of marathon stream. So let's just put all the 100% categories together in one sit. And he
Why
thought
not?
that
Yeah.
like, everyone thought he was crazy, and I'm like, yo, that actually doesn't sound too crazy.
Uh-oh.
It's like, well, how long is it? Like 25 hours? That's okay. Let's do it.
I like how
and then we made the whole sign up forum. People signed up for
Right.
it, and we had like 20 people for the first 602. It was crazy.
I was gonna say, I like how you very sneakily blame Snarfy for that. You're
No,
like-
I don't blame him.
No.
It's great. It's a great idea.
He's the one who's
That's
crazy.
right.
Okay.
That's right. He's the one that's crazy, and I'm just going along with it. That's
That's right.
how it works. So, I mean, when you're doing all of these games back to back, do you have one that is like, this is a struggle. Like, I have to just try to get through, or do you feel pretty good about all the games now?
Oh yeah, we always start with SM64, and it's
Yep.
the shortest one. That's like 2 hours.
Yep.
That's pretty normal. No pressure. You're not tired yet and stuff.
Mhm.
And then you go over to Galaxy 1, which is around 7 hours long, and the end of the game is really punishing. That's with the 100 purple coins.
Yep.
You die. You have to start all over. Yeah, that's where you have to focus really hard. And at the end of Galaxy 1, I'm always like, okay, I just want to play Sunshine now because I'm done with this game now. And then we play Sunshine around 10 hours in, starting Sunshine. And it just feels so good when Galaxy's slow, and then you go over to the fast game again. It feels so great.
It's like they take the training wheels off the bike again, and you
I
can.
don't know, it might just
yeah.
be me, but when I start Sunshine, it's like refreshing and motivating again.
Mhm.
And then around 12 hours in, you start the 10-hour Galaxy 2 run.
242 stars.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, that one is not that great so far in. The first half of the game, the first 120 stars are really, really slow and not easy either. But then once the 120 stars in Galaxy 2 are over, you go over to the green stars. I know. Have you played the game, guys?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Galaxy 2?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the green stars are really fast and fun to play for me personally. So that's refreshing again.
Mhm.
And you're like in that state of falling asleep while playing.
So you kind of have like these valleys of like, this part's fun, this part's boring, this part's fun.
Yeah. And
But you would say it ends on a high note. The green stars were actually my favorite part of Galaxy 2 casually.
Yeah, mine too. was fun to look for them and the movement. And then the grand finale, the perfect run, the 4-minute stage with only 1 health, where you're not allowed to die, or like not allowed to get hit, and so it would be over.
When
Yeah.
you
When you're
sleep,
24 hours in already. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Now-
24 hours in, you have to do one of the hardest levels in the game. Yeah.
Now, how long until we add 3D World into the mix? Now is that
Okay.
380 more.
I did it once. I did a 602, and I started 3D World after, and
Wow.
I could not do it.
No.
I'm not a 3D World runner. I really tried hard, but I was falling asleep while playing.
Yeah, I mean
that
that's
never
a lot.
happened to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. If I would play 3D World first, I could maybe do it. I don't know. I don't like 3D World. It's the only 3D Mario game I really don't.
Just not a
play.
fan.
Nah.
I mean, it feels much more in the vein of, the kind of the new Super Mario games, it seems like, as opposed to the 3D roaming, the Mario 64, Sunshine, even the Galaxies. It's got very much its own feel. So, gosh.
I mean, just hearing about this, I've become exhausted. Just how long?
And what you say, though, it wasn't something. I mean, you guys have done this like 12 times now or something?
No. We've done it 3 times as a race,
Okay.
and I've done 6 personally.
See, okay, yeah, I thought you had said you had done a lot more than
I've
that.
done a few more, yeah.
So, and you have the current world record. Give us the number of hours that takes you.
22 hours and 14 minutes.
Woo!
Wow.
And to anyone thinking like, oh, maybe these are like I mean, those are genuinely decent times. And all. Do you have still world record in Galaxy 1, 100%?
I don't have any world record in the individual games. I had it in Galaxy 2 for a while, but I don't really care about world records in single games.
Mm-hmm.
We have a 602 leaderboard on speedrun.com, or it's called multi Mario, because we have an any percent version of 602 as well.
Okay.
Where you play any percent of every game, and 70 star in 64. That's pretty interesting too for everyone who doesn't want to. I can post it in Skype.
It's like a lighter version of the category for people who
Yeah.
don't want to be
Your
up all day.
introductory.
Yeah.
It only takes like 8 to 9 hours.
Oh, only 8. That's
That sounds so short after that story.
go do that right after the show here. That's walk in the park.
So you have like this 24-hour run. Like, what do you do to like stay focused and make sure? I mean, obviously you're always gonna have like this moments where you're just like too tired or you just lose your focus. But is there anything in specific like that you try to do to like make
gotta
sure you're not like?
prepare a lot of food.
A lot of food.
You need a lot of food.
Yeah.
You need to drink a lot of water. I drink 1 energy drink during a 602 at around 12 hours. It's like scheduled, man.
You got this plotted. Like, this is my
Yeah,
bathroom
yeah.
break. This is my.
I don't. Some people start with an energy drink like at like 2 hours and they want to crash. We had one runner who started with Doritos and Mountain Dew for like
Oh
the
no.
first 10 hours, and he couldn't do it. He got sick and had to stop.
He had to
Oh,
stop and
no,
go play
dude.
Call of Duty instead. That's the Call of Duty diet right there.
Give me Black Ops.
Yeah, we have also people joining blind 602. They
Wow.
have never played a single game out of the 602.
Have any of them ever finished?
None of them finished. The estimate for them was like 60 hours.
Wow.
We had the runner with the slowest run who finished is TWW2. He finished after 35 hours. He's the real hero.
That is a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah. I mean, at that point too, how do you feel as the runner? Because you're like, oh man, I should just go to sleep. But then all that time would be wasted. Like,
Yeah,
I have to finish.
You're
Yeah.
gonna that be.
You're just like motivating yourself to cross the finish line. So let me ask you about ESA then, because I've never been to ESA. These guys have never been to ESA. We've talked about it, right? We've been like, yeah, I might go to ESA, but haven't gone. What is ESA like atmosphere wise? I mean, does it seem pretty relaxed? Is it
It's
what's
really
going on there?
relaxed.
Yeah.
It's like all friends and family if you go there. Compared to a GDQ, it's smaller. It seems smaller, even though there are like hundreds of runners.
Mhm.
It just seems smaller and nicer. We have, it's probably the same venue again. Oh no, it's not. But we had our own kitchen last year, where everyone could just walk in and cook whatever, and then they cook together. We're watching movies together. We had 2 stream rooms. You could just walk in, do everything you want. And
it almost sounds like a reality show set and not
Yeah,
a hotel. Like, we got all this food we can just have. We can,
Next on Speedrunners.
and
Yeah.
and the big practice room where people are just playing games together, and
Mhm.
right outside of the venue was a lake. So people were going to the lake. It was a heat wave in Sweden. It was like 35 degrees Celsius. Wait, you live in US, so it's like 100 Fahrenheit.
Everyone in chat just, what? I have no idea what you're talking
For the
about.
record, for those of you coming to SGDQ, 35 degrees in Minnesota is a heat wave. So just so you know, Fahrenheit or Celsius, either way. But yeah, so I mean, it really does give you kind of a sense that it's a community, it's a family.
Yeah, it's like a vacation, man.
Yeah.
Hanging out with friends.
Now, what at the event that we don't get to see on stream? What happens at the event that's kind of makes it special? You know, I mean, do you guys do backroom races against each other? Is there...
Oh yeah, definitely in the practice room.
Yeah.
Just people racing each other's games. We have fighting tournaments in the practice room as well. Street Fighter and Melee.
So Melee is not exclusive to the GDQs. That's an ESA thing.
Nah, yeah, it's everywhere.
You can't avoid it.
Can't avoid it. Yeah. Yeah, that's it actually.
So,
There's nothing super special that's not at GDQ. That's at ESA.
Sure.
It's just like the atmosphere. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hold on. I'll let you go next. I just want to like clarify this. So, I mean, GDQs now, I mean, they're so big to the point where it almost feels like there are more people there who don't have any affiliation with the community. Like it's almost more viewers that are there than runners.
Yeah.
At this point, maybe not quite, but it does. You kind of get that sense that it is just a lot of viewers.
Mm-hmm.
ESA, every time that I've watched anyway, it seems like it's really everybody that's there is a part of the community somehow.
Yeah, that's true. There's like all runners or streamers. There's really rarely a person you will meet that just watches speedruns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe this time it's different. It's probably way bigger this time than it was
Could
last
be,
year.
yeah.
Sure.
Darkman, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say like because you have that more, I guess, tight knit community. Like for instance, with the GDQs, there's been a lot of like rules added to kind of like keep things organized, and it makes sense, when you have like 1,000 attendees, definitely.
Yeah.
But with like the smaller community, do you feel like I guess the just leave everything to it? Like, does it create any issues? Like, do you find like if maybe somebody has a run coming up, they may not be able to get a practice TV because you have like 5 people playing Smash on like 2 TVs?
Yeah, we definitely had more people that wanted to play but couldn't because we didn't have enough TVs.
Okay.
Yeah, we had the staff from ESA got a bit angry at people in the practice room just derping off. There was some screaming, there was some shouting at the people. They got angry, yeah. Some people got kicked out of the venue for a day.
Oh, wow.
But it's overall really friendly. We just had a problem with telling the runners that their run is coming up because every schedule is not on schedule.
Sure.
On speedrun events ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit rough, but other than that, there weren't any big problems. No.
Tell me a little bit about, we obviously know them here, but none of us have actually been to an ESA. The Edenalls, the Duck Fists, the Bangeras, Oasis, all these guys that are running the event. Do they seem stressed throughout the week that
not
making
at
sure
all.
Everything's going to come together, or are they just having fun like the rest of you
No,
guys?
not at all. We have, well, there's also Adenil and Flicky, if you know them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Adenil is so focused on making it a good marathon all the time that he like never sleeps. So Adenil is always like wandering around, super sleepy, but we all tell him, "Yo, go to bed, Adenil. We can take over for a few hours, get some sleep." And he's like, "No, I don't want to go. I don't want to go."
Yeah, Romscout's the same way too. He's always
Yeah,
Something
and
about being the organizer.
Same with Flicky. He gets less sleep, but that's because of him. He wants to be there, and no one seems stressed. I wouldn't say stressed.
Yeah. I mean, the attitude, the atmosphere there does seem more relaxed.
It's way more relaxed than at GDQ.
It seems like even for the runners at GDQs, like it's at the point now where there's a lot of pressure on you when you sit down to do your run. And do you get that sense when you've done
I've done a Sunshine run. Yeah.
Did you get the sense where, did you feel pressured there or nervous at all? I mean, was it just, whatever happens, let's have some fun?
Oh, I was just sitting down and playing my game. I wasn't pressured at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy
They were-
does 602. There's no.
Nothing could go wrong after that.
Yeah, I'm really relaxed on the couch. I just wanna. You have to make sure you take your microphone and start running as soon as possible, so we stay on schedule and not talk around or practice or on stream for a while.
Can't do your stand-up comedy routine there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just have to go.
All right. I'll
that's-
have to save it for
yeah.
bonus stream.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess on that note, then maybe we can move on to the real talk section here and get to talking about the ESA schedule in particular, and then we'll ask the chat here if you have questions for Chris. Save them for the end of the show, and start thinking of them now so that we have some. Let's go ahead and move on to the real talk section here. And like I mentioned, it is almost that time here. ESA right around the corner, June 28th to July 5th, and the website there on the bottom of the screen, EuropeanSpeedsterAssembly.com, for all the information, the streams, and the schedule. I think there's a lot to talk about here, and I'll leave it up to you guys how you want to take this here, what direction you want to go with this. But let's do like a little bit of an ESA preview here.
Yeah, I think
open the doors here.
I mean, I think the number one thing you obviously jump into, what everyone asks, what are the games? What are they running at the event? And one thing that's awesome looking at the schedule, just a little thing that I like, is just seeing all the different countries represented. If you go to the actual ESA website for their schedule, it's got all sorts of different flags. There's the flags, I don't even know what these are.
That's a neat little touch. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
It's cool just to see that it's not.
Well, yeah, it's different in Europe because the countries are way smaller, so
Right.
it's easy to travel. Not like in the
Sure.
US.
But it is cool to see such a variety too. I mean, there's obviously the kind of the standout nations that you'll see over and over again, but you get the occasional flag where you're like, I don't even know. If you asked me what country that is, I don't know if I could tell you. So, I mean, there's some
Right.
good representation here. You've got, I see the U.S. flag a few times. See Canada in there. Just about every European country that you could think of.
Yeah, it's something that ESA can just, kind of jet out their chests for a little bit, saying like, and I'm sure GDQs have this a lot though, but it seems like something they want to brag about a little bit, to say,
Yeah.
look at this representation we have from all over the world. It's not just a little thing going on in Sweden that we are bringing. We've got people like Duckfist, Downy Brownie going over, doing runs, B-Trims going over and doing a run for them. You got people like Primal from Italy going over, Chrism, you from Germany, among other people. Quite the representation. It's pretty cool. Hopefully they continue to expand in the future.
Europe is small. It takes me 1 hour to fly to Sweden.
It's a 1 hour flight. That's
That sounds nice. You can get around wherever you want.
Yeah, I can get everywhere.
As for the schedule itself, they still are going with the second stream, which I still support the idea of. We've always said, when is the GDQ going to say we need or we want at all a second stream? And they're handling it a little different this year. They're actually going with, it's not going to be going on during all hours of the day. There's actually large chunks where there's just, 12 hours of openness. Then you get another 8 hours of games. I guess that's a question we can throw out there. What do we think of it being this kind of, flexible sort of, the second stream that it is?
About the second stream, when it says open stream, which is huge spots during the night.
Yep.
They encourage us to not speedrun and play, I don't know, Mario Party together or something. I feel like that takes out the pressure of
Sure.
and the seriousness of speedrunning, and I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
At AGDQ, they only invite the best speedrunners, and it's speedrun next to speedrun, and they just explain all the tricks. That they talk about world records, and
Right.
we just play Mario Party on the
You
second
just play.
stream.
That's right. You're just playing some Mario Party. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I mean, it is interesting. I remember last year they had task demonstrations, just like, this is how you task. Here's an example.
Oh yeah.
It's really interesting to see that they're going to dedicate entire blocks to this, where it might just be, walk up, plug in your console, and do whatever you want to do. I'm assuming there's going to be, I don't know, there's going to be some sort of moderation to it. Like, I can't just walk up and you know,
No.
plug a
We
game
got-
in and not
yeah,
do anything
we always
for 5
have
hours.
staff at
Yeah.
the PC taking care of the stream, and you have to. There's probably gonna be a list where you can sign up for
Sure.
a little spot in the night. Yeah.
But it is kind of cool that it's impromptu too. I mean, it's not planned going into it. It's
Nope,
just kind of
it's
whatever people feel like
improvised, yeah.
contributing. Yeah. Because how many times have you been at a GDQ and thought, you know, oh, there's this game I might be able to show if there's like 15 minutes, if I can just sneak it in there. You know,
Oh hell
but-
no! You got to sign up months
Yeah.
before.
That's right. Or yeah, you got to be like one of the lucky 1 or 2 people that get asked to do a bonus run or something. But here, it's, you know, if there's a game you want to play and the stream's open, why not? You know.
Yeah, it's also cool to see they're kind of also committed to, again, like you say, it's not just speedrunning. They've also got ESA recap shows, apparently. Just little 30-minute segments where I'm assuming they'll pull people on to do interviews, talk about, you know, what'd you think of X run on this day? What was the
Yeah,
most
that's
fun
true.
run of the day? Yeah.
We don't see that at all at a GDQ event. It's like talking about the event. They are just doing runs. At ESA, they pick out runners that already did a run or have a run upcoming and like interview them like you do with me now. Just talk about the event. What's your favorite run this event, and have a little talk show on the side. It's really nice.
I'm getting disconnected from IRC here. It's
Oh
exciting.
no.
Please, internet, don't die on me. So
Please God, don't.
yeah, we've had enough of that recently. But go ahead, Darkman.
I was gonna say, I think the most interesting part about the schedule, looking at it, is they've decided, or maybe I'm just missing stuff, but it doesn't seem like they're putting any runs longer than like 5 or 6 hours on the mainstream, and that like any of like maybe the longer RPGs, like, you know, the longer Final Fantasies, they decided to put on the second stream. And it seems like a really interesting decision to me. I mean, it makes sense when you have it coupled with, like, you know, short games on the first stream and then you have that longer game on the second stream. But I'm curious as to why maybe they didn't decide to flip it. Like, you know, say, okay, let's kind of mix it up, put the longer game on the first stream and then put the shorter ones on the second stream. So I think that's the really interesting decision to me. And I think the second part to me that's also interesting is I didn't expect that many Americans to be there. So it's really cool. Like, I think I counted like 7 American flags on the schedule.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to me to see more Americans going. And I wonder if this is maybe the catalyst. Like, obviously you have really, like, you know, people big in the community like Duckfist going. I mean, if he spreads the love and says, hey, I had a really good time, I wonder if this is the catalyst to more
and
people.
How many years
US
have we heard, you know, oh, this is
Yeah.
going to be the year that an American goes to ESA, and like, okay, like one of them goes, right? And now, and all of a sudden it's not one, it's, you know, there's a handful. So I think maybe that's what you'll start to see here. You'll start to hear some positive experiences from some of the Americans that went, and maybe that will motivate people to try it out, especially if they've been going to GDQs as many times as they have now for a couple of years. I mean, you might be looking for something different. So, I mean, the thing about it too, Duckfist even mentioned, you know, it's almost, he's more excited just to be in Europe, just to be
Right.
there. You know, like never
It's
mind.
different, yeah.
Never mind the speedrunning element of it. He's excited to be in Europe for a week. So
It's wonderful. Everybody from America has to go to Europe at some point.
this guy's bragging because he's been there recently. So
But how long? Okay, so let's say I say I'll be going to ESA 2016. How long do you recommend someone goes for? Is it just the week? Is that enough to kind of feel out everything, or do you want like a week that's not speed running at all? Like, what would you recommend?
What do you mean?
It's
Like,
just
just
like
vacation?
how long do you recommend for someone who's never been to Europe?
Oh,
how
to Europe.
long a
Yeah, well,
trip-
it depends where you go. You want to travel through multiple countries or just want to stay in one?
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's
See,
all so
like, here's
close
the thing.
together. Yes.
From the few times I've been to Europe, you need months and months to like see it all. So
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
could go,
so
you
plan
could-
all of 2016. Okay, cool.
yes.
You could go for 2 weeks and then see like 10 different countries if you go
Wow.
to like one different city for different country every day. But it's a lot of traveling too with car or trains,
Mhm.
See,
especially Central
I-
Europe,
see,
the
I would
Germany.
do-
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I would do if I was going to ESA. I would do 2 weeks. Like the first week, I'd be at ESA, you know,
Yeah.
have fun, and the second week, I'd just kind of like go around. I'd mostly stay in like the Nordic areas because I'm already there since it's in Sweden. Kind of visit Sweden, Finland, Denmark, that kind of thing.
yeah.
Then maybe if you have a day or two extra, you can go to like Germany or something like that. I think that's the way I would do it, because you can't, like, for me at least, it's like if you try to spend like that week or 2 weeks trying to visit like every country, you're not going to really see a lot, and it's just going to be really draining on you. So it's better to kind of like space your time out.
Yeah, figure there's some level of a culture shock
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Going back to your statement, Darkman, on the whole, you've got, say, something like Final Fantasy IX going on the yellow stream. Then you got, could they have swapped that around possibly? I feel like, to a certain extent, if you're trying to get into the heads of Edenall and Flicky and the schedule makers, I feel like it's trying to establish this as this is. They're trying to establish this is stream, 1 and 1A. That's
Did you notice on the schedule they didn't say like 1 and 2? It's stream 1 and stream A.
Oh, they actually
I
did.
think that's deliberate. Yeah, I think that's kind of deliberate. Just, like they don't want one to be considered a B stream, so why not call one of them 1 and the other one A?
Right.
Because you can also say, like, all right, so some people might say, well, I don't care about Final Fantasy IX, so I'm not going to watch it. I remember I think they did like FF12 or 13 or one of those last year. And I said, well, I'm probably not going to wake up for that. But I knew, like, Dexter was running Ninja Gaiden on the other stream. I think it was on the yellow stream, actually, the second stream or whatever you want to call it. And I actually showed up and I just watched a string of runs there. But you're right there on the page, so you leave FF12 going on the side or whatever it was. And you kind of start to notice little things about it. Okay, this is not, even though I haven't played this game, there is some engaging aspects to it. Just that much more, like many of us, Golden included, Darkman, we've brought up in the past few years that it's something that will keep you engaged there a little longer. If the football game you don't care about on ESPN, if the football game on ESPN right now, you don't care about it, maybe there's something you do care about on ESPN too, and you don't completely just tune off altogether.
Yeah.
Maybe during the course of that FF9 run, you're going to watch, maybe I'm showing up just because I want to watch FF9, but I'm going to watch the 20 other runs that are going to go on during that on stream 1. And as it turns out, there's 5 or 6 runs over there that I was like, man, I would have never seen that had it been possibly the other way around. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
And the other thing too about that, I think one of the things we touched on when we first, a couple years ago when the second stream was the new, element of the event, we kind of said, well, it makes sense to play a longer game next to a bunch of shorter games just because they kind of, intertwine. Where like if you don't like the longer game, that's a potential several hours that you're not going to watch the stream. But if there are a bunch of shorter games going on in the other stream, there is probably something in there that you're going to like. So you kind of have a reason to keep them both open and hop back and forth between the channels.
How about just something as simple as, how often have people said, gosh, setup time takes so long? It's, I finish a game and then it's 20 minutes maybe before I see it, or longer until I see the next game. Now it's like, no, I just look over. Okay, this one's on commercial. We're on an actual game over here. Something to, some sort of stimulus on the other stream to keep me engaged, other than watching a bunch of people mess around with fires.
So let's bring this back here to the games discussion here, because there are quite a bit of games that we haven't even gotten around to. We mentioned the flag variety here, but I'm also seeing one thing that stands out to me in particular. On Tuesday, there seems to be a battle of the Swedes. There's an entire Swedish block here. We've got now let me set the scene for you here. Cool Kid, the big boy, right? Arguably one of the greatest players of all time. Bad Breaks. Now he's a bad dude. All right, he'll beat you up. You gotta be careful. We had Bad Breaks on the show. Thought he was gonna choke me. No, I'm just kidding. You gotta set this up. You gotta have like a good guy and a bad guy, right? But the Cool Kid, Bad Breaks, 2 pretty well-known guys going head to head in the Adventures of Tom Sawyer. Now tell me that you are not excited about that. Okay.
We're talking about 2 legendary speedrunners playing the legendary speed game. I mean, what more do you need?
The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. Okay. This ain't your grandma's speed game. This is serious business. So, okay. So in addition to that, I mean, you've got the Adventures of Tom Sawyer. You got Dexter and Bad Breaks racing in Wizards and Warriors. So I mean, there's
Bad Breaks gets no break there.
Yeah, he's just got to go right into the next game.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it kind of sandwiched between 2 runs by, is it Spiriax? Is that how you say his name? I don't know the pronunciations here.
Yes.
But kind of a Swedish block. So it's kind of cool that that's there. I like that it's for as much variety as there is with
and right after
from.
the British block. you look
Right
at
after the British block.
There's
Yeah.
a British block.
it. Right after the Swedish one. Only British runners.
That's
Yeah.
great.
They get their own.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
wow.
that's true. Are there any races on here that stand out to you as we need to watch this race, or this is going to be?
Yeah, Chris, what do you feel like you are going to be in the room for during this?
I still haven't checked out the schedule.
Now, we're gonna be too busy partying.
Let's see.
Okay, I just
You got one, Dark Man.
I gotta say the one on what is this Thursday, SWAT 4. What the heck is happening with this? You
Yeah.
have
Now
9
they tried
runners.
something like this. They tried something like this. I want to say last year, where they had just I think like 6 or 8 player co-op.
I think it's like
I saw that.
16
Yeah.
player co-op, and they can get other people in like online, like just 7 randos. I feel like this is the game that we're talking about. I could be wrong. Because right now there's 9 people. I don't know if a 9-player co-op system.
I'm just really excited to see what they do with the layout there. I mean, are they going to try to put as many screens as possible on? How is that going to work? Are they going to rotate between players? Is it going to be just like one person's point of view? That'll be exciting to see just how they handle it, let alone what's actually going on.
You got one of the. It looks like we do have a 4-way race here for Castle Illusion HD, which is actually also making an appearance at SGDQ. But I know this is one of those. We're so focused on the big games every week when we're just looking at speedruns. Since this game came out, they've had weekly races of Castle Illusion HD, and I guess this is 4 of probably the more prominent members actually getting together and doing it live. So pretty cool for that community. Because how often have we said? We don't want to give that much room to all sorts of races. Say it like a GDQ or even at ESA. The fact that they're giving them that opportunity, pretty awesome.
Another one that I noticed here that kind of stands out to me. I mean, you're used to seeing the Final Fantasy runs and GDQs. They kind of tend to get pretty good slots. But here you're getting. I don't think we've ever seen this game in a GDQ. I'm not 100% sure on this. You can call me out. But Final Fantasy V. We're in the middle of like this 4-job fiesta craze. I'm doing it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Lots of people doing it, streaming it right now. What better time for Final Fantasy V than when the 4-job fiesta is kind of in motion?
Well,
here.
the only time we have, not to call you out, but we saw it at SGDQ by Collect Soul 2013.
You got me. That's good. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was sitting in the room when that was happening.
You came there. We bandwagoned.
I knew I'd get it wrong. Yeah, I was actually sitting in there I was talking to you while we were watching that.
Yeah, that was when we were having SRL.
I don't know why I can't
outside for like 2 hours. Then we went to see them.
That's really funny.
Yes, I was there, man. Yeah. But that was, I guess this is probably a little better time European. I know FF5 Quexel did get the graveyard slot.
Yep.
So
that's right.
Yeah, but like you said, really good timing. I don't know if they necessarily planned that out. But just ESA in general going on during 4-job fiesta, FF5, probably a good choice to put on the schedule overall. I'm excited to see, one not game series, but just kind of universe of games that has generally seen the shaft at GDQs, at least in their time slots, are more of the PlayStation-centric platformers. I feel like you're seeing Crash Bandicoots, Sly Cooper. I feel like you're seeing those sorts of games all over the place. You've got pretty much every single Prince of Persia's on here.
Yep.
Yeah, lots of stuff. It's not all your, AAA, most nostalgic, most popular games. They actually, a little bit of controversy, turned down Mario 64 this time.
Yeah, they really wanted to keep it out this time.
That's interesting. It's almost like an artistic decision. Like if ask the artist, why did you do that?
I'm totally against it, but
yeah,
it's their decision. Maybe we will see SM64 in the bonus stream or in the open area.
Yeah. Do you feel like though? I mean, I kind of, now that you bring that up, is it maybe worth shelving a game every now and then, even if it's if it's the big speedrunning draw? Does it make sense to tell Ocarina of Time, all right, sit out for a while, Mario 64, sit out?
That's just my opinion. I would always put in the most popular speed games because it's a charity marathon, and we're trying to get more viewers in to donate for the charity, and the big games get more viewers. So I would always put SM64 and Ocarina of Time in a marathon.
But at the same time,
it's not even long categories either.
Sure. At the same time, they've always said, and they haven't been secretive about it. This is a charity stream second. This is a community get together first. So
Yeah,
maybe
that's what
some
they
big stuff.
focus on.
And I personally can understand the decision if there's only one stream.
Yep.
If you're just like, you know what, I'm just going to give these 2 hours, but you've got, 60, 70, 80 hours worth or even more of open blocks all over the yellow stream. Is there possibly anywhere in there you could have slipped in a Mario 64? It does kind of feel like leaving out Mario 64 just for the sake of leaving out Mario 64.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Yeah. Because again, like a lot of people who watch these events, maybe they only see a Mario 64 run. There's probably a fair amount of people who see a Mario 64 run every 6 months at a GDQ,
Sure.
or even less.
Yeah.
We'll have GDQs where we won't have one. So
I don't know. I think regardless. I think it's an interesting choice. Just like
sure,
whatever comes of it. I mean, for all we know, there'll be plenty of Mario 64 on the open stream. You won't know until you see it. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting choice to just kind of give that game a break. And it's not the only game that's ever had that happen to it, but
sure,
it's probably the most notable game where that's happened. So interesting.
I can do a 0-star in the bonus.
0-star on the bonus stream. There you go.
there you go.
I see, we've got the Mega Man block as usual. Rockman and Forte, Mega Man 3, 5, and 10. There's a Harry Potter block. Didn't think I'd ever say that. There's a Harry Potter block. There is a Harry Potter block.
If anything, it can happen at ESA.
That's right.
Well, I heard the Harry Potter games are really good. Speed games. Lots of glitches and
Yeah, it's got a relatively dedicated community actually for it. A lot of action for it, but we've never seen an opportunity at the GDQs.
Now, I'm noticing too, one other thing here is that it's a simultaneous finale. Am I reading this correctly here? We've got, so the second stream comes back at the very end for a few more runs. They're going to do the mystery tournament, which maybe we should talk about that before I get to this point.
Sure.
Because the mystery tournament is going to be streamed. You guys are familiar with the mystery tournament that's hosted online. They're actually doing a live version of that.
oh, we did that at
ESA.
DreamHack too.
Yep.
At
Yeah,
DreamHack.
that was extremely entertaining to watch, by the way.
Yeah. And so now that's being brought to ESA as well, and matches are going to be streamed that final day. It looks like there might be a couple other spots where they're but that's, I'm assuming, the finale there on Sunday. And then you've got the finale. You've got this kind of synchronized finale. You've got the Super Mario Sunshine run, and
Mario vs. Zelda.
and Ocarina of Time on the other stream. That's interesting. You talk about like wanting people to tune into both streams. That's going to be polarizing. I feel like
Yeah.
That's, you're gonna find out which one's the real deal. Now we've got.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say we got 120 shines, and we've got 2 players, 1 controller, all dungeons. Ocarina of Time. That's a long category.
Yeah. The strategy people have generally brought up, if you were going to do a second stream, is with that second stream, do something that's a completely different energy from the first stream. Like I said, I've got 25 platformers going on over here. I'm going to slap a 9-hour RPG over here. Now you've got this strategy where we are going to keep you engaged the entire time.
Yeah.
Kind of a little bit like you do with a race. You're always engaged just because, who's ahead? Because you're watching all these different streams. You're always trying to pay attention. Now you got you got the 2 most popular franchises both going at the exact same time. Completely different types of runs. You got the dynamic where one is a 2 players, 1 controller for Ocarina of Time. You got one of the best players in the world for 120 shine for Mario Sunshine. I don't know, Chrism, I know you being a Mario guy, have you guys talked about what this finale really is? Are you interested in it? What's kind of the lowdown here?
We haven't talked about it. No, I don't know. It seems like a lot of people that it's just gonna come down to if you like Zelda or Mario more.
Yeah.
Even though the 2-player 1 controller seems like something really odd and interesting that people want to check out.
Yeah, people always like these kind of quirky runs where there's a catch to how you play the game, blindfolded, or you only get to use one hand or something. So yeah, I think that will be popular just because of that. But the other interesting thing to note about this is that right before the Sunshine run, there's an Ocarina of Time any
There's an Ocarina of Time run. Yeah, I didn't even.
So you get your Ocarina of Time any %, and then if you want more Ocarina of Time, you go over to the other stream, and if you don't, you stick around and watch Sunshine. So it's kind of interesting that they might
well, in the end,
pass you along.
it doesn't matter if they watch one stream, both streams.
Right.
Because we always on the purple stream we shout out, "Yo, okay, we got this run coming up here next," and on the other stream you can check out this run that's about to start.
Yep.
So yeah, we just offer them more content, even if they can't watch both at once. They should just watch something.
Yeah, no, and I think that's a good point too, because a lot of times people's criticism of having two streams is that, oh well, my run won't get as many viewers as that person's run, and the reality is like,
Yeah.
first of all, big deal. Second of all, second of all,
How many
as long
viewers
as
do you normally have? Yeah, go ahead.
but second of all, I mean, as long as you're shouting out the other stream and making people aware of the fact that, hey, there really is this other content, I think, you know, that's fine. You're doing your job to make people aware that, hey, this isn't the only stream. This is, you know.
It also gives other runners runs that didn't make it into the main schedule.
Right.
They get exposure on a different channel that won't have much less viewers either.
Right.
So yeah, it gives chances to more runners to show what they can do.
Yeah,
I don't know. I wouldn't complain about, oh, why do they do this good game and take the viewers away from me?
Yeah. I have to go up against Stelzig, you know.
Yeah.
Oh darn. But
I don't know. The average speedrun stream is still getting like 12 viewers.
That's
these
right.
days. So,
tough times for speedrunners.
So when you say like, oh man, I'm only gonna stream for like 4,000 or 5,000 people, like that's. I'm gonna take it if they're offering me the ticket. You know, if I can get out there, 4,000 or 5,000 people, I'll do it.
All right, so let's just go through here. Everybody, give me one run that maybe we haven't talked about. One run that you're excited for, and just feel free. Anybody can take a turn here.
Ooh.
What's one game we haven't mentioned here that you're excited?
Mario
it can be
Golf.
speedrunning, it could be not speedrunning. What's it?
Mario Golf.
Mario Golf
on Monday. I'm definitely gonna watch that.
Okay.
Is that a race? Out of curiosity.
No, it's just an all-course speedrun.
Okay.
I'm really interested in Mario Golf speedruns for some reason. It's so odd. It doesn't have a movement. You just have to like aim fast and I don't know, maybe some other strats. I never watched a full run, but I really want to check it out.
And it's relatively tight timing. I know Ghoul on our SGDQ Games Talk show. He went over. He was like, you can actually, you know, they're just so anti-sports games. You can see the difficulty in a Mario Golf speedrun.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely interesting.
And it's a recognizable game too. It's not like Mario Golf is not going to be familiar to people. So people will definitely know what's going on there. Darkman, do you have a game that stands out to you here?
I'm looking.
Still looking?
Yeah. All right, pass. I'm gonna pass.
Gonna pass.
Yeah, and come back to me.
All right. Chris, do you got anything
I am looking forward to the Crash
Chris said
Bandicoot.
Mario Golf. My bad. I thought that was Spike. Spike, go ahead.
What?
I'm not paying any attention. I'm just clocked out.
You just tuned me out. He is
Having a rough episode.
I am looking forward to the Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back. 100%. I'm assuming that's a race. It doesn't say it specifically, between Mr. Bean and Swords of Seals. Two of the best players in the game. And Crash Bandicoot 2 is one of those, especially in the 100% category, I can't believe they've been anti having that, especially in a GDQ. Just the movement itself, it's, you know, I understand it's, you know, it's spin slide a lot, but it's such a fast moving platformer. It's got a pretty good time slot. I'm looking forward to that. Probably one of my top 5 runs of the marathon.
All right, Darkman, did I buy you enough time there?
I got one. Yeah, you bought me time. I'm gonna go with the yellow stream.
Okay.
So we got Monaco. What's yours is mine. Monaco is a cool indie game. So we have enhanced any percent. One of our 502 members is really big into Monaco, so he kind of talks a lot about it. So it's really interesting to me how that run is going to play out because of various circumstances.
Sure.
But most importantly, enhanced any percent is the more difficult version of Monaco. So be really curious to see how that plays out.
All right.
Also, I gotta ask you, Darkman, as our resident Mega Man expert, who has the better Mega Man block? ESA or SGDQ?
We talking
we
about
only
classic?
have 3
Just-
teams.
Yeah,
I guess we'll just look at. Yeah, I guess we'll just look at classic. Is there? I don't think there is an X block, but just classic. Here you've got, Rockman and Forte 3, 5, and 10 by Joka, Cool Kid, Primal, and Ajarmar. You know, going up against runners like Chelney, Used Pizza, and Clear Tonic.
Can you pick a winner here? This is
Yeah,
I mean-
I was looking at this. I was like, these are both. You know, each country, you know, or yeah, each you know, what ESA, the GDQs, they both have their specialties and different runs in their communities. Mega Man seems so strong on both continents. I wonder which one you think here has the better showing.
Let's say SGDQ is the stronger showing, but
Okay.
the ESAs could be just as entertaining, especially whenever you have Cool Kid in a block.
yeah.
And you know, Joka's awesome at Rockman and Forte, and Ajumar's really good at Mega Man 10. So, I mean, they both have the potential to be really good. But if I had to pick one, it would be SGDQs, because you have Mega Man 4, you have the world record holder, and you have the guy that's probably going to be second place before SGDQ. So both of them are racing each other. Then you have Mega Man 10 hard mode, which is just, I mean, who knows what's going to happen with that.
That's a wild card for sure.
And then my favorite, probably the most game I'm looking forward to the most, is the Rockman and Forte Bid War. I mean, Clear Tonic is great at both of those categories, so either one you get at. So, I mean, I just think SGDQs is the stronger one, but ESAs will be good for
There
sure.
you go.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just going to fanboy for a minute here because I'm a big fan of this game and seeing it in a marathon. It's interesting. Advance Wars Dual Strike. If you like Advance Wars games and you haven't played Dual Strike, shame on you. But that's on the Yellow Stream on Thursday, so that's going to be cool. I'm going to check that out. That is just a brief discussion of the schedule. There's so much more there. Head over to the
Is no
website.
one excited for Galaxy?
Galaxy? Are you excited for Galaxy?
I'm excited.
That's good. I'm excited
I
for
love that
Galaxy.
run.
I didn't want to, you know,
Yeah.
be selfish. Didn't want to.
Oh,
Sure.
So you just decided to put your 12-hour challenge in as the first.
That's
topic.
right. I'm just awful. Now, Chris, tell us a little bit about the Galaxy run here.
I mean,
Give me your final time. What are you gonna get?
my final time, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get a 2:45. That's 10 minutes below estimate.
Nice.
I'm gonna do
Nice.
that.
All right, I'm quoting you on
10:40.
that.
It's the first time I think we've actually seen Galaxy 1 to Marathon since Yoshi fans Galaxy
Yoshi fans
run.
Luigi run, yeah.
Has it really been that long?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
2012.
that was
That was
no. Was it 12?
Yeah,
Well, he's done it a
2012.
couple of times, right?
Yeah, he did in 14 too, I believe. I don't know
He
what
did Galaxy
a
2.
Galaxy 2.
Oh,
in
that was
14.
Galaxy
Galaxy
14.
2 of 2014. It was either 2012 or maybe 2011 he did
It was-
Galaxy 1.
It was he had practiced for a whole year, I think, Galaxy 1. And I asked him, how many runs did you do before AGDQ? Because he got the record at AGDQ. And he did like 6 runs in like a year. And then he did the marathon run and beat the record by like 2 minutes.
Wow.
The world record.
And that was the long-standing record for like years.
Yes,
Is that
he
true?
had the record. No one could beat it for like 2 years. Yeah, it's crazy.
Friggin' AGDQ run. Yeah, Yoshi fan is a beast. Pretty sure he also took second place, got a PB in his Galaxy 2 run.
Yes, that's true. He got second place there too, because he
Yeah.
never does runs. He never does run.
Right.
So now, Chris, what time is your Galaxy run? Do you want to let people know so that they?
My PB?
No. What time is your run scheduled for, so people know when to tune in here?
My run will start on Tuesday at 8 p.m. local time. That's 8 p.m. Central European, or
Okay.
what is that?
I think it's around
two-
noon our
yeah.
time.
That's
2 p.m. Eastern.
2 p.m. Eastern. Okay.
Mhm.
And that's right in the middle of kind of a Mario Luigi block there as well. Luigi's Mansion
Yep.
and leading into Smash Brothers Melee
All the
after that.
fuzziness in
Yeah.
Smash Bros. Yeah.
All right, but like I said here, there's plenty more to check out on the website, so head over there, check it out, and it's just a few days away here, so get ready to tune in and enjoy the week there. But let's go ahead and move on here. We're never going to get to the end of the show. We got a record this week, and it's kind of a big one. If it will load, it's so big it's not even going to load. Look at that. There we go.
So janky.
It's there. Yoshi's Island 100%, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Yoshi's Island 100% in 233.17 by Tricks.
Just tricks.
Just Tricks. Notice we're missing a few letters here. Where did he go? Where did he go?
He got a name change, dude.
Yeah. No, this is Tricks. He's been playing for less than a year. That's worth noting. Has been playing this game for less than a year. Has the 100% record. This is a record that I think most people would agree you don't just walk up to Yoshi's Island and say you're taking the 100% record. You got to put in a lot of time for this.
This
A lot of
is,
time.
in terms of ranking, I guess the most prestigious speedrunning records. Is this top 5, would we say? I don't know. Seems like that prestigious of a run. And like I said,
it's weird because I feel like this is a run that has a lot of time to be taken off of it, but it's also one that nobody seems capable of. You know, there's very few people who play Yoshi's Island at a level where they can threaten the record.
mm-hmm.
And so it's really interesting when somebody comes along here and has been playing for as little time as Trix has. And I mean, he didn't just barely beat the record. I mean, this was almost a minute taken off. Here you see in the of course the half skip.
This looks okay.
I can't even fathom doing this.
I don't even know how you do this.
Yeah. At this point, by the way, in the run, he's a solid 45 seconds ahead of his PB. And you kind of in the background, you hear him discussing. He's thinking to himself, like, do I need to go for this or not? And he's like, well, I've practiced it. He's pointing. I think he was contemplating because he said something like, oh, well, this is going to be a 2:33 no matter what, but I guess I'll go for it.
Wow.
Golly.
So
It's this trick in particular. I had the honor to get to watch live because we were limited on obviously number of runners there and commentators for Trihex's run of this at AOD this year in San Francisco. And you were in front of not exactly a speedrun savvy crowd. It was mostly a kind of just an anime centric crowd, and they went absolutely nuts during that. In general, it's a very entertaining run to watch, but you just, like you say, you expect something bad, probably multiple major things are going to go wrong throughout the run.
now
It's just cutting down that as much as you can.
yeah, the next step here for Trix, by the way, he's not done with this game. He's been promising 2:32. So that's something to look forward to. He's not done with the game just because he's got the record. Pretty impressive.
I don't mean to make this negative or anything, but the storyline for so long, there's probably a lot of people out there who did not know who this was.
They probably thought I mistyped Trihex, I think.
Yeah, Trihex finally did it. He got it. Yeah. And there's been this story, Trihex has been around for so many years in the speedrun community, kind of one of the original Yoshi's Island runners, if not the original Yoshi's Island runner. He was so close. There were many people out there who were saying he was never going to achieve this record, that he's probably never going to get it. It's going to take him too long. He gets in his own head too much. All of a sudden, it became this inevitable thing. He was going to do it. It was just a matter of time. Now, all of a sudden, Trix slips in here, takes the record, pushes it a good amount of time out, and Trihex still very well could get the record, but I don't know. Does this get in Trihex's head at all? Considering how much he does get in his own head, does this get to him a little bit that all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I was so close. I was within 15 seconds or something, and now it's been pushed away from me again. Do we still see Trihex getting this record or not? Especially if Trix is still going to be playing it.
Well, I think it's less about Trihex getting away. I think it's more so other people in the community kind of rubbing it in its face.
Sure.
I feel like a lot of people seem to kind of, not really trying to intentionally put him down or whatever not, but they seem to kind of beat on it a little bit too much, I think.
Sure.
So I think, and it's kind of hard for him to avoid that, especially, he's trying to run a successful stream and whatnot. So it's not like he can avoid the community or something like that. So
sure.
I think that's part of it, that it's just something he can't avoid and he has to learn to deal with it, which is unfortunate, but that's the way it is. But I don't think it's going to stop him. If he really didn't feel like he could get it, or if he didn't feel like he wanted to get it anymore, he would have probably stopped streaming Yoshi's Island a long time ago.
Yeah.
So look at how many different world record holders there have been for Yoshi's Island.
Yeah.
It's been insane, over the last year or two. They've never stopped Trihex, and I don't think any of them are ever going to stop Trihex.
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point there, and it's the kind of the icing on the cake, or maybe with the I don't know, the curveball in all of this is that Trihex is going to be leading off SGDQ with Yoshi's Island 100%. So for Trix to come along and get the record, it's just kind of this inconvenient timing if you're Trihex, because now if there was any pressure that you were putting on yourself to get the record, now it almost just feels like whether you wanted there to be or not, there's extra pressure to step your game up, just because this record that you've been chasing now it's further away again, just a little bit. And I agree with you. I think that he still poses a threat for the record. And he's shown it a couple of times. He's been on pace for record, and just very close to the end of the run, something happens. So I don't think it's impossible for him. I'm curious to see though, like, does he sneak in there before Trix improves it again? And maybe we get a little back and forth there. So that'll be interesting too. But yeah, Trix is saying going forward here, he's going to be going for that full skip in 5-4, which is just, I can't even 100%.
There's more than that? I didn't know this.
There's more to it. So he's hoping for a 2:32, I believe, is the time he's looking for, which is pretty nuts. So we'll see going forward what happens there, but a really impressive record nonetheless by Trix. And I think it provides a good storyline. Whether you're rooting for Trihex or not, I think it provides a good storyline leading into SGDQ. That run's going to suddenly have, more value. I think it's going to be more exciting for people to see what happens there. So that being said, there is another record. We don't usually do 2 records on the show. We're limited to 1 record a week, but there was another record that was so noteworthy, we had to bring it to your attention. So our good friend Enop here, I don't know if you guys know Enop. He's he plays the Zelda. I don't know if you guys know that. Yeah, plays this game. You wear like a green tunic. Yeah, okay. So anyway, our good friend Enop playing Majora's Mask gets the record. Okay, gets the record. Chat goes nuts. They're super excited about it. And then this happens. Let's take a look.
Now I have a confession to make. And that is that my controller was unplugged. And that this was a recording. No, I did not cheat. I did not cheat. This was actually an offline run I did like, I don't know, 7 hours ago. But I wanted you to see the run and still be hyped about it. So I was sitting here for like an hour and a half pretending to play. But this is still, it's not cheated. I did this run.
Can you believe he did this? Can you believe? Isn't that something? This is the first time, by the way, the viewers have been the Glitch Please victims. I don't think we'll ever see that again. But yeah, Enop gets the record offline, then decides the only way to show it is to pretend to play it on stream, fooling his entire chat the entire way.
From a guy who majored in it, what an actor. That is awesome.
1.5 hours without someone noticing. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's just like something about never gets called out. I want this one, like maybe more than any other run we've ever had on. No offense to anybody else. I want to go back and watch this just to watch him the entire time and see how good the acting really was, because that's pretty nuts.
I'm sure at some point he had like the kind of like he was just trying to like really hold in his laughter,
right?
Well,
like, I mean, think about it now. Now think about it.
Oh, I nailed it.
If you get people have done this plenty of times. They get the record when they're offline. Maybe they're at a marathon, or maybe they, for whatever reason, they can't stream. They get the record. It's kind of boring, right? Like your whole point of wanting to get the record is that people watch it and celebrate it with you. So. What a clever way to bring this to light. Instead of just like uploading a video, like, oh yeah, I got the record.
Nailed it.
Why not string the viewers along a little bit? It wasn't April Fool's Day, but it's still worked out.
That's a top 10 moment of the year in speedrunning. That is so good.
Yeah. And the funny thing about it too, I mean, throughout the run, he's making all these promises like, oh, this run is so good. If I get a 125, I'm gonna shave my head. I'm gonna, jump out of a plane, and I don't know, all these other like. He knows what the final time is, so he just makes all these false promises and like drags the viewers along. It's really good.
Should just straight up call his time.
Yeah.
I'm feeling 126.07.
It's like 10 minutes into the run. I really feel like this is a 126.07.
Sure.
So,
give or take a few milliseconds. Like, we'll see.
Yeah. So there we go. The viewers are the victims of the glitch please this week. But if you guys have something funny happen to you while you stream, or you witness something hilarious during, I don't know, a speed run, a blind race, or anything else, send it our way. Thefinalsplit.com. There's a submission form there, and we might use your clip on the show. But for now, let's go ahead and ask some questions to Chris here before we end the show. So chat, if you guys have any questions that you would like to direct to Chris, feel free to do that now. I'm going to ask you, fine gentlemen on the panel here, if you've got any weekend plans, any streaming going on.
I will be grinding Rayman a little bit since I have an SGDQ run.
Okay.
So I will be doing that.
Chris, you got anything going on? Oh,
good.
I cut Spike off. Like, that's it. That's all you
Did
do.
you? That is.
Good.
Oh,
Did you have something else you were going to be doing?
Might so do a Mario World tournament match.
Oh, you got that. Yep, you're in the tournament. Okay.
Yeah, which is a lot of fun. I'll bring that up in a little bit, but.
All right, Chris.
Yeah.
What are you up to this weekend?
Oh, this weekend. I'm playing Kaizo Mario 64 tomorrow.
Ooh.
It's gonna be a 10-hour challenge thing, and whoever gets more stars wins. I'm doing this against Fuzziness. It's gonna be great.
Now, neither of you have played it before? Is that correct?
Nope. Neither of us has played. It's gonna be horrible.
So the final score is gonna be like 1 star to 0.
we will get some stars.
I hope you get some. Yeah. And then of course ESA.
Yeah, and then on Sunday morning I fly to ESA.
That's exciting.
That's exciting. Yes.
Very soon.
Is there anyone in particular you're looking forward to meeting, or no? Just that's
I'm looking forward to meeting Flicky again. It's always fun to hang out with Flicky.
That guy has never had fun for a day in his life. Doesn't know what fun is.
No, that's not true.
No, he's absolutely just every day he just wishes he could have some fun. He doesn't know how.
All right, the questions.
Just kidding there. Let's see. Thank you for doing my job for me.
Yeah.
All right, the questions.
That's right. Let's get to the questions here. Dark. Before we do that, Darkman, do you want to say you streaming anything?
No, I'm working.
You're working. All right. I'm gonna do some more 4-job Fiesta, but that's not speedrunning. So let's get to questions here. What's your favorite Zelda game, Chris?
Who asked that?
That was Quo.
Can you ban Quo?
Can we ban him? All right. Can we get a moderator to time that man out?
I don't play Zelda games.
Okay.
I gave it a try. I played Wind Waker HD. You banned him. Okay.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Yeah, I played Wind Waker. That was okay, and I played Majora's Mask, and that was the worst experience of my life. Never again.
All right.
I don't like Zelda games.
What's your favorite Disney movie?
We're pulling out the big, meaty questions.
Yeah,
My
these are
favorite Disney movie.
put you on the hot spot here.
I don't know.
No.
Mulan.
Oh, that's a good one. Good
That's a
answer.
good one. Yeah.
Mulan.
I'm gonna watch that right now. Whatever you said, I was gonna
That's
watch.
good. That's very good.
So.
Let's see. Probably missed a few other questions here. Do you feel weird when you see the emote of your face in chat?
Well, when you submit it first, it's weird, but it's been around for a while, so no, it's not weird anymore.
Get used to it now. Yeah.
I got a question. How often do you guys do the 602? Let's say someone wants to do a 602, or maybe they want to do any percent version of this.
Oh, we do 602s twice a year, once in summer, once in winter. Usually December and either June or July. There is a sign up form for it. You guys want to join?
Yeah.
And
Do I want to? Yes. Am I going to?
The 247, the any percent version, we do that. We have a little Skype group and just do that whenever we want.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
I see a question here asking why you haven't played.
Version, maybe.
Yeah. I see a question here. Why haven't you played Mario Kart 8?
I bought Mario Kart 8 on release date, and I've never played it.
Is it still in the shrink wrap? You haven't.
No, I removed the wrap like
Okay.
half a year ago.
So you can't even return it now if you wanted to.
No, you can't return it.
No.
Like 2 weeks later anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't say I don't like it or it doesn't look good. It definitely looks good, but I still didn't play it.
Wow.
Those are people from my stream, Airball.
Well, I'll give you a word of advice. If you're ever invited to a Nintendo sanctioned tournament, okay, it is very important that you at least play a little bit of Mario Kart 8 before you go. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
It might come in handy.
Don't come in 12th place to all the
Yeah.
computers.
Let's see.
Got a good question here from Dark Terex. Would you ever organize a Mario speedrun relay?
That's actually how I got popular on Twitch. In 2013, I organized SM64 relays and Super Mario 3D relays, which we did like 4 of them. And I just messaged all the SM64 runners and 3D Mario runners. Hey, you wanna do a relay race that's like, I don't know, 8 hours long and have a great time? And they agreed, and we hosted it on my channel. We got a lot of viewers, and that's how I got popular.
Nice.
I don't do it these days anymore. I'm pretty much playing all the games myself.
You are your own relay.
I'm my own relay.
Yeah.
I think
INTA.
about organizing it again. Maybe with more Mario games, not just 3D. Like maybe the whole series of good runners.
Mhm.
Wouldn't take too long either. I think about it.
All right. I think that catches us up to where the questions were. So, do you want to give any shout outs here before the end of the show? You want to plug anything?
I'm good.
You're good?
Shout outs to Airball12's Instagram.
All right.
Check it out.
All right. I'm going to do that now that you mention it. So, let's go ahead and get to the best part of the show, of course, the speech. Everyone's favorite.
I've got it this week.
You're taking it, Spike?
Yeah, sure. I'll go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, I'll just this kind of we glazed over it a little bit, but I just wanted to go ahead and plug once again, big shout outs to Golden for organizing this somehow most popular speedrunning event ever created.
Yeah,
but
New York Times.
It will go down in the history books.
Gave it
But
4 stars.
in addition to that, I want to give a quick shout outs to a lot of the members of the SMW community who have brought together the SMW No Star World Tournament. It's their second annual version of it. I actually already did my first round match of it. There's 103 of us in it, and there's people of all different sorts of skill levels. I personally love tournaments like this because it really does invite anybody to get into it. It's the same as the Get Yourself speedrunning events, same vein as the 12-hour challenge. Just get in there and have fun. Like that's, I think, our number one goal in speedrunning is just to find other ways to enjoy our games and turn these single player experiences that we loved into, multiplayer events. Right now, there's a lot of matches going on. I think they're nearing the end of round 1. They actually have quite a few matches that they still need to get in, including one link that I'm about to send you guys to for our raid. But I just hope you guys, check out the challenge bracket for it. Under the Super Mario World No Star World bracket. If anybody in here has it, you can post a link to it. But there's just lots of cool matches left, lots of close matches that are going to be. There's lots of high-level players. The losers rounds are going to be fun. And just check it out. I think it's going to be a tournament with a ton of upsets. So we'll be interested to see. Lack Attack, in his 3rd day of running, already has a 35 in the category. Record's only a 33. So you'll have over the course of this multi-month tournament, you're going to have some people kind of moving up in the ranks as you go. So I think it's a really cool event. I think more people should check it out. And All right. So with that, I'll go ahead and post the raid target and everything as
you do that. Very quickly before we go, since I realized we never mentioned this when we were talking about it here. What games are you guys learning for the 12-hour challenge? Because you guys are so Darkman, you're in it, right?
I'm in it. I don't know if I'm gonna do it that weekend, but I'll do it.
Okay, you're gonna do it eventually. What is it gonna be?
Donkey Kong Land 3.
DKL 3.
Yes!
Respect the land.
Times 3.
Spike times 3. Spike Vegeta. What are you gonna play?
I'm going to be doing The Legend of Zelda 1.
Zelda 1.
Yeah.
All right. Chris, I know you said you're gonna be at ESA, which
I
by the way,
might do it later and play Pikmin 2.
Pikmin 2. Yeah, just a word of advice to people at ESA that are considering doing this at ESA: just don't feel like you have to do it that weekend. Okay, have fun at ESA. I would much rather.
I
be
can
at
tell
ESA.
them we can find another day.
Yeah,
to do
if you catch anybody doing the 12-hour challenge at ESA, you just pull them out of their chair and tell them to go do something else because you're at ESA. You got to be having fun there. Just do it later. I'm doing Ninja Gaiden. I've wanted to learn that game. Yeah, let's just. I'm gonna kick off the whole event with just a flop 12-hour challenge. It's gonna be great. So,
Excited.
Ninja Gaiden for me. I'm excited to see what everybody picks though. It's exciting just kind of watching that document grow. So, there's the link to the SMW tournament. We've got a raid target in mind. We're respecting the land. It looks like.
Sure, let's change it to respect the land. That wasn't going to be the
You were going to
right-
switch it up there, but the chat's already decided on this one.
Yeah, we got it.
All right, we'll do that.
All right, and just a heads up while you're linking that there. Next week's show, the plan, we're not sure how this is going to work quite yet, but the plan is to somehow do a live show with ESA. So they're going to try to set something up where they're going to have guests come in for interviews. We tried this with DreamHack once and had just a bunch of interviews. We're going to try it again with ESA and see if we can get some interviews from people live at the event. So go ahead, Spike.
Yeah, with that, let's go ahead and raid Yellow Killer Bee. She's actually
Nice link, dude.
Oh no, did it mess up?
Yeah, you
it.
messed up.
Oh, no.
Got it. Oh my gosh, what did I mess up? Twitter.
Twittick.com. Yeah.
Twittick.com, dude. Gosh darn it. Okay, well, she's got her match coming up
For SMW?
in a few, actually, I think in like 15 minutes.
Okay.
So it's actually in her and When Chuck Attacks of SMB3 fame.
Pretty well known Mario 3 guy, yeah.
Yeah, both kind of, they're both newer runners to it. So there'll be some strategies that will have been learned. They'll be doing stuff like Roy Fly, but I'm sure there'll also be some hilarity ensuing there. So
All right.
just make sure to check them both out, root on the race, and check out more of the tournament matches going forward.
All right. Sounds good. We're going to be back next Thursday night at the usual time, 8 p.m. Eastern. So we'll see you hopefully with some ESA guests live from the venue. But until then, just remember that your run is not over until you hit.
The
Final
final
split.
split.
Nice. Good job, everybody. We'll see you guys next week.